Hey everyone and welcome, I hope you did well. My name is Tom C and today I'd like to check out Turnado by Sugar Bytes. Sugar Bytes is one of my favorite developers. I've got a few of the plugins and instruments and I really like their creative approach, and Turnado is a plugin that was released 10 years ago or something like that. And I'd like to show you why I think it still is one of the most creative and instantly rewarding multi-effect plugin to this day. So even with AI and all the new plugins that come out, I think that well, there are a lot of plugins that don't come close to this one. And I know that it's a lot of big statements and I don't usually do that, but we'll check it out and you'll tell me what you think in the description. Alright, so this is the user interface and I'll try my best to explain it to you. It seems overwhelming at first, but you'll see that it's not that difficult. It's actually pretty inspiring. So you've got here your presets, then you've got your settings, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to learn more about these. You've got your dry and wet slider, you've got your dictator that we'll check out in a second, your info here, you've got your randomizer and your undo and redo buttons. The way it works is that on the left you've got different effects. So in yellow you've got your delays, loop as in green, the flanger phaser tonalizer, granulizer, stutter vinylizer, reverbs, filters, ring modulator and vocalizer, your levelizer and guitar amp here. So the way it is laid out as well is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turntables around the center. In the center you've got your cassettes, and the way it works is that all you need to do is to select an effect, like for example pattern delay. You put it here and your cassette is loaded. So let's listen to what it sounds like. Okay, let's load up looper. We can deactivate it just by clicking here. Reactivate it. Pitch looper. So basically the cassettes allow you to go from preset to preset for every single one of the effects that you've got here. And this is what I mean, is that you have 8 of those. And this is just one instance of the plugin, so it's crazy. So yeah, let's go crazy. Randomize. So yeah, every time you click the randomize button, you'll be inspired. You'll have lots of new sounds coming out of the plugin, and that's just crazy. And okay, let's carry on. So you've got on the cassettes, under the cassettes, you've got the edit page. So it seems overwhelming at first as well, but let's load the pattern delay. So edit page, you've got your delay time, pattern, amount, decay. You've got different dry and wet modes. And for each one of those, you've got this type of knob. So I'm going to show you how it works. This is your main turntable. So you've got a secondary knob here. And if it basically allows you to choose a start point and end point for your turntable. So like this. Pretty cool, isn't it? And you can change it just never ends, and you can change the waveform for those as well. So as you can see now, it goes back and forth. And you can also have it be modulated by one of the LFOs here. So in red you have the red LFO1, in blue LFO2. You can change you know, the waveform for those LFOs. You can change whether you can change the mode as well. You can change from duplet to triplet, quantize. You can change the phase. All sorts of things that you can do with this plugin. So now, because I've chosen a positive value, it goes up. I'll actually do that. Negative value. So that's why I said it's quite intuitive, is that you can see what happens pretty straight away, even if you don't really know. You know, with some plugins, it's difficult to make out what really is going on, but not in this case, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. So every time you go, so another thing is that you can go from effect to effect or from edit page to edit page just by clicking here. And you can also change the turntable value like this if you want to. So you can go from there to here, like this, like that. So it's really, really crazy and great. I mean, if you just want to edit one of the effects very quickly, you can do that. So it makes me feel like this effect was also made for live use. So yeah, it's just great. Let's carry on and listen to what it sounds like. Actually load one of the presets that I've made. Let's introduce some artifacts. Right, that was just the drums. Let's move on to a different instrument, because we've heard that enough. Let's listen to a piano now. So let's start by adding some reverb. You can change the size, reverb time, reflectivity, and the gain at the end. So we've got a reverb set. We can add some freeze verb. We can make it lo-fi by adding some distortion. We've got a vinylizer here. We've got a filter pattern. Reverse delay. Slicer. Pitch. So you can go from dry to wet like this. So just imagine having this in your compositions and just going from a very dry sound to a very inspiring and larger than life sound. Let's check out the Dictator. So this is the Dictator, and what it does is that it basically modulates. It's like a macro control, if you will. So if we set it back to its initial state here, what you can do is, like, for example, this first turntable here, let's select, like this. Let's do this. Very easy. We'll see that if you scroll down like this, sorry about that, like this, you'll actually change the value with your middle mouse button, and you'll allow just by going from this point here to this point here, you'll see that the turntable changes. And you can do that with every single one of the turntables. So you can see now that this one is being modulated as well, and you've got presets here. So very cool. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Let's listen to some strings. Oops, sorry about that. Just that. Let's check this out. So I mean, yeah, what can I say? It's just fantastic, really. And I've not, this one was released 10 years ago or so, maybe more, and I've not found anything that was quite close to this and quite as inspiring and quite as intuitive as Turnado. I like the reactor because it seems like it holds a portion of the sound and then releases it. The slicer arranger is really cool as well. You can change the pattern. So yeah, the number of possibilities, endless. Let's carry on. Okay, let's carry on. So here we've got a simple synth. So when you've got a simple waveform like this and you want to make it more interesting, I think that Turnado is the perfect multi-effect for it. So you can make it fat with this chorus here. Bit of reverb. Guitar amp. I just love this. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so good. Bass. I really like the sound of those effects as well. It's, you know, the great quality effects. Okay, let's carry on. We'll listen to this drum machine here. Let's actually play with the Dictator. Actually, yep. I think the Dictator is the perfect tool if you want to add movement to multiple effects at the same time, and you can randomize all of it. This plugin works so well on, you know, rhythms, drums. Okay, let's carry on. Pad. Let's listen to it. Simple pad. Right, very, very inspiring results straight away. Don't need to, you know how it works in order to make it work. Okay, cello. And this is where we start from. Well, at this point you must know how much I love this plugin. I think it's a wonderful multi-effect plugin. I think it's probably the best one I've got because it doesn't take much time to get great results. It's very nice to work with, very inspiring. I think that the rhythmic aspect of it also makes me want to, for example, start with a sustained sound and then, you know, add some of the effects that are included and then start putting a drum beat on top and things like that. So I think that in that way it's really inspiring, but also in the way that it can make very dull sounds really interesting. So in this example and in this video, I've not really shown you any in context examples because there's just too much to cover. But I'd like to do that in another video in the future. So if you'd like to see that, feel free to let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching and bye-bye.